how to develop proper Vaishnava attitude among the senior devotees and our devotee associates, how to avoid Vaishnava aparadh, how to please our respective folk guides with our sincere service. Whole lot of questions. You see, Vaishnava attitude, when we speak of Vaishnava attitude, if we study closely the associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Shad Goswamis, Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Acharya, Srivas Thakur, Jagadananda Pandit, Sarup Damodar Goswami, these were all the close associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There are unlimited number of associates, Chandrasekhara Acharya, Pundarik Vidyanidhi, Ramananda Raya, so many people like this. So, if we study the devotees of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, now if you see, there are devotees of Krishna, devotees of Vishnu, Vaishnavas everywhere. You will find Vaishnavas in other Sampradayas. There are Sri Vaishnavas, there are the Tattvavadis, the followers of Madhvacharya. There are Vaishnavas in the Nimbarka Sampradaya, followers of Vallabhacharya. There are Vaishnavas in the Rudra Sampradaya also. So you find many Vaishnava Sampradayas, many Vaishnava Acharyas, and you find exalted Vaishnavas, the history of exalted Vaishnavas you'll get to hear. Mirabai, Surdas, so many people like this. Now, if you study amongst all the Vaishnavas, if you look at the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, those who are associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, two things set them apart from all other Vaishnavas, from all other Sampradayas. What are these two things? These two things are Dainya Bhava and Seva Bhava. Dainya Bhava means the feelings of humility expressed or exhibited by the devotees of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and the Seva Bhava, their attitude of devotional service to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to Lord Krishna. These two things are very, very special. If you look at their Dainya Bhava, their level of humility, if we look at somebody like Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami wrote many literatures. One of his compositions was Govinda Leelamrita, another was Chaitanya Charitamrita. He has written songs, Vaishnava songs also. Out of all these, the two most prominent literature written by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami are, one is Chaitanya Charitamrita, another is the Govinda Leelamrita. Chaitanya Charitamrita is predominantly in Bengali with Sanskrit verses, and if you see every chapter of the Chaitanya Charitamrita, at the beginning of every chapter of Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami has composed one Sanskrit verse glorifying Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. As many chapters are there in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, that many verses glorifying Chaitanya Mahaprabhu he has composed on his own. Now, he also wrote the Govinda Leelamrita, which is a work completely in Sanskrit. It has got about 2,500 odd verses, approximately. Maybe more, little more or less, around that. And if you read that literature, it's an exquisite literature, beautifully written in Sanskrit, conforming to all the Sanskrit grammatical rules and the chandas and all these kind of things. Very beautifully written. It's about, as the name suggests, Govinda Leelamrita. It is about all the pastimes of Krishna in one day in Goloka Vrindavan. From morning till night, what are the activities of Krishna? That's what it describes. This is called Govinda Leelamrita. Ashtakaliya Leela, all the different, in the early morning, then in the morning time, then in the forenoon, then in the noon time, then the afternoon, then the evening, then the night, like this. Different times of the day, what are the different activities of Krishna? So beautiful composition, completely in Sanskrit. And after he composed this Govinda Leelamrita, the Vaishnavas, they all appreciated the scholarship, Sanskrit scholarship of Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami, and they gave him the title Kavi Raja, means the king of poets. Such wonderful literature he has written, Govinda Leelamrita. You can look at even Chaitanya Charitamrita also, written in Bengali, but then so beautiful, so sweet, the verses. Although we may not know Bengali, if you simply hear or recite those verses, it is so melodious, so beautifully written. He is really king of poets. You can see such a big Sanskrit scholar, such a wonderful poet he is. And if you see how he describes himself in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, he says, if anybody takes my name, whatever little punya they have, that will be lost. Therefore, don't take my name. This is his feeling. And not only that, he says, Purishera Kita Hoite Muise Adama. I am lower than the worm in the stool. This is how he considers himself. Although you see how exalted he is. Similarly, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami in Ramakeli, first time Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami were meeting Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. At that time, they were ministers, big ministers under Nawab Hussain Shah in his court. In fact, Nawab Hussain Shah, when he would go out on conquest, he would go to neighboring states and wage war with them. He had left the entire administration to Sanatana Goswami and Rupa Goswami. Actually, Sanatana Goswami and Rupa Goswami were next in command after Hussain Shah. After Hussain Shah, these people only. So practically they were running the whole kingdom. So a very high position, not ordinary. They were like vice presidents. In the absence of the president, they are only running the whole show, like that. So exalted ministers, very highly respected. Not only that, they were very big scholars in Sanskrit and in Persian. So that way also they were very learned people. Despite all this, when they came in front of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they offered their obeisances and they told Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that we are the most fallen people, the most sinful people. We are in fact so sinful. If we begin to explain what are the sinful activities we have done, we will not be able to tell that we are so ashamed. Forget about asking for forgiveness for those sinful activities. We are so fallen, we do not have any qualification to stand in front of you to receive your mercy. So this was their submission. And they quoted one verse which Sudama Vipra, the Brahmana friend of Lord Krishna, what he spoke. Sudama, when he went to meet Krishna in Dwaraka, he came as a very poor Brahmana. And Krishna had instructed in Dwaraka that any Brahmana comes, he should have free direct access to my residence or to the court, wherever they want to go. Nobody should stop them. When Sudama came, his dress was all torn, old, very dirty, and he entered Dwaraka so opulent. In fact, it is described in the Bhagavatam, Dwaraka was so opulent, when you enter the gateways, nowadays we have arches created at the important entries to various layouts, colonies and all that. And if you have very opulent latest layout, they will clad it with aluminium, aluminium, this one they have. What do they call that? The cladding that they do. They will use glass and aluminium. This is what is used. And some places they may even put marble and granite. This is what is done. In Dwaraka was so opulent. Gateways, arches were adorned with gold. You can imagine that was the opulence. And there would be benches on the walkways. Like you see, you walk on the street. Sometimes there will be one bus stop, there will be one bench for people to sit. Or there will be one park and there will be some wooden bench or stone bench or cast iron bench for people to sit and all that. In Dwaraka city, when you would walk on the pavement, there would be similar benches for people to sit. They will all be made with ivory or with diamonds, rubies, like that. You can imagine the opulence. So you can imagine how the king's palace must have been. It was all, in the palaces in Dwaraka where Krishna's palace was there. Inside you will not find lamps, torches, LED lights. You will not find all that. You will find lamps made like parrots. They will be in the shape of parrots, and their eyes will be very costly jewels and rubies, which will reflect the sunlight and make the whole palace dazzling with light. No LED, no tube light, no halogen lamps, all rubies and diamonds which would glitter and give off light. You can imagine how opulent. And the flooring of Krishna's palace was made of Vaidurya jewel. Vaidurya is a gem which, if any metal you go and touch it, it will turn into gold. You take iron and touch Vaidurya, it will turn into gold. So that jewel is used for the flooring of the palace, Krishna's palace. You can imagine the opulence. Now into that place, if some man is coming with torn clothes, dirty clothes, who will allow? Even the chapadasi there will be so opulently dressed. But if he is a Brahmana, no stoppage of him. So when Sudama came in, there were several gates, several guards guarding everywhere, but nobody stopped them. Because it was a standing instruction from Krishna. Any Brahmana comes, no matter how poor he is, he should have freedom to enter wherever he wants. Because a Brahmana voluntarily keeps himself poor. Because he does not want to be attracted by the wealth and riches of this world. Property, land, home, gold. He is not interested in all these things. He is interested in Brahman. He is interested in understanding Vedas and how to attain moksha, mukti. So, Brahmanas are anyway not interested in wealth and all these things. They are voluntarily keeping themselves poor. So, why should they be stopped at any point? They are not envious of anyone. A characteristic, a qualification of a Brahmana, he is not envious of anyone. Vimanyavaha. He is not envious of anyone. He is not greedy. Lobha, there is no greed in him. And he is not angry. So, and he is always kind to others. He is always truthful. So much so that even if an enemy approaches a Brahmana and asks him, how should I gain victory over you? How can I kill you? He will tell the secret. He will not keep any secret. Just like in the beginning of the Kurukshetra war, Yudhishthira, before the war started, he went and approached Dronacharya, and he offered his obeisances. You can imagine the Kurukshetra war is announced. Both the armies are arrayed on the battlefield, about to begin. Shankha is about to blow, and now battle is about to begin. Imagine in that state, Yudhishthira got down from his chariot and started walking towards the Kaurava army. So everyone was shocked. Everyone was stunned. They were all asking, what, Yudhishthira has given up? Huh? He has seen the battle, he has seen the army of the Kauravas and he has got afraid. Now he is going to go and surrender or what? What is he going to do? Yudhishthira walked straight. He went to Dronacharya, offered his obeisances, and he told him, you are my guru. Please bless me that I may become victorious. And Dronacharya said, my dear son, if you had started this battle without taking my blessing, I would have cursed you to be defeated, but you have done the right thing. May you become victorious. And then Yudhishthira asked Dronacharya, please tell me, it is impossible to gain victory over me. So you please tell me how we can gain victory over you. How can we defeat you? Dronacharya said, even the Devatas cannot defeat me. The only way you can defeat me is you have to give me some news which is very unpalatable for me. If I hear some very unpalatable news, then I will give up my arms, my weapons. At that time you can defeat me. You see, Dronacharya is telling how he can be killed in the battlefield. He did not hesitate for even 1 second. He told the secret. This is the way you can defeat me. Otherwise, even Devatas cannot defeat me. Forget about you people. So you see, this is a qualification of a Brahmana. He will always speak the truth. He will not speak untruth even to his enemy. So these are the qualifications of a Brahmana. So such a Brahmana, if he enters, Krishna said nobody should stop them. Because they have no ill intention in their heart. So Sudama entered. Everywhere all the guards are standing. Nowhere he was stopped. He entered directly the palace of Krishna and he entered into his internal chambers. And Krishna also, when he saw, he immediately got up from his seat and then he embraced Sudama. Actually, Krishna in Dwaraka, of course, Krishna in Vrindavan was different. He would always be embracing and playing with his friends and carrying them on his shoulders and all that. But in Dwaraka, Krishna was not like that. He was very sober, very grave. And none of the Dwarakavasis had seen Krishna embrace anyone other than Balram. Other than Balram, Krishna would not embrace anyone else. But the moment Krishna saw Sudama, he embraced him. And everyone was stunned. We have never seen Krishna embrace any of the Yadavas. But this poor Brahmana, dirty, torn clothes, Krishna is embracing him. How fortunate he must be. Definitely he must be some very close associate of Krishna. Everyone understood. And Krishna took him into his internal chambers, took him to his bedroom and made him sit on his own bedstead. And he started talking to Sudama. And we know all that story, how Sudama had brought a little chipped rice and Krishna took that and ate that and all those kind of things. So after all this, Sudama stayed for a few days and then Sudama bid farewell to Krishna and he stepped out of Krishna's palace and started going back to his home. When he was going back to his home, Sudama remembered how Krishna had welcomed him, how Krishna had got up from his seat and how he had embraced him. So at that time, he remembers that Krishna, who is Krishna? Krishna is the husband of Lakshmi Devi. Krishna, Kvaham Brahma Bandhu, and where am I? Kvaham Papiyan, and I am the most sinful person. I am a Brahma Bandhu. I am not even a Brahmana. I am just somehow I have taken birth in a Brahmana family. That's all. I am not a real Brahmana or anything like that. Brahma Bandhuriti Smaham Bahubhyam Parirambitaha. But Krishna is so merciful. He thought Sudama is born in a Brahmana family. He's not a Brahmana, but he's born in a Brahmana family. For that thing, he came and embraced me. Bahubhyam, with his own arms, Parirambitaha, I was embraced by him. So Krishna, who is Krishna? And who am I? I am just a fallen Papiyan. I am a most sinful man. And Krishna is the husband of the goddess of fortune. Just because I am born in a Brahmana family, he came and embraced me. What is Krishna's love and compassion? Like this, Sudama remembered. So Sanatana Goswami remembered this verse. He quoted this verse and fell at Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced him and he was saying, Sanatana Goswami, no, Mahaprabhu, you should not touch. We are not worthy of being touched by you or being embraced by you. We are most fallen, like Sudama is saying, we are most fallen, we cannot be embraced by you. We are so sinful that we cannot even start speaking about our sinful activities, forget about asking you to forgive us for our sins. So please do not touch us like this. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, Sanatana Goswami, your humility is shattering my heart. Please don't show so much humility. I'll not be able to tolerate. Please, a little less humility. Don't be so humble that it's shattering my heart. It is breaking my heart. Please don't do this. So you see, although they were such highly exalted people in the society, the whole Bengal state would pay obeisance to them. And they were renowned as great scholars in Persian and Sanskrit. But you look at their humility. Their humility was so intense, even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could not tolerate. Similarly, Raghunath Das Goswami, he came from such an exalted family. 12 lakh gold coins was the income at that point of time for his parents. He came from such an aristocratic family. And what he would do, he took sannyas, went to Jagannath Puri, and there what he would do, he would go outside the cow shed in Jagannath Puri, and what food, what grains had been rejected, which even the cows will not eat, that is thrown into the gutter. He would take that, wash that, and he would eat that. This was how Raghunath Das Goswami was living. You can imagine the level of humility that he displayed. It was not, his father was sending him money from his home so that he could feed himself and feed others. He refused. He said, I don't want your money. He could have stood outside the Simhadwara and begged the people who are coming out that they would give free food to anybody whom they see. He refused to take that. There were so many chatras doing Annadana. Anybody can walk into any chatra and they would get free prasadam in Jagannath Puri. He refused. He said, I don't want that. I am qualified only to take the rejected food, which even the cows will not eat. I am fit only to eat that. This was Raghunath Das Goswami's humility. So if you see like this, the Dainya Bhava, the level of humility, the intensity of humility, all Vaishnavas are humble. You take any Sampradaya, whether you take Mirabai, whether you take Vallabhacharya, whether you take Surdas, you take Sant Tukaram, you take any of these Vaishnavas, they are all humble. But the intensity of the humility displayed by the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, the devotees, the associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is unmatched, is incomparable. This is one characteristic of the Vaishnava attitude of the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. The second attitude of the Gaudiya Vaishnavas is their service attitude. Now, service attitude, if you see, all Vaishnavas, any Sampradaya you take Sri Sampradaya, you take Madhva Sampradaya, you take Kumara Sampradaya, you take any Sampradaya, all of them talk about surrender and Kainkarya, Prapatti, Kainkarya, surrender and service to Krishna, to Vishnu, to Narayana. All of them talk about surrender and service. But if you look at the service attitude of the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, which is exemplified by Govinda Dasa. Govinda was a personal servant of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Every day his assigned service was, after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would take his lunch prasadam, Govinda would go and he would massage the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu until Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would fall asleep. After Chaitanya Mahaprabhu falls asleep, Govinda would go and take his prasadam. This used to be his regular affair. One day what happened? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu entered one room and he lay down on the doorway, in the pathway. And he lay down there and he was resting. And Govinda Dasa came. And when Govinda Dasa came, he saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is lying across the doorway. And how will he cross over? Because he has to cross the doorway and enter, only then he will be able to access Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet and massage. So, in Vaishnava understanding, you cannot cross over any other living entity. You cannot cross over, if somebody is sitting on the floor, you cannot cross over that person. If somebody is lying on the floor, you cannot cross over him. Because in his heart, the Paramatma is there. So it is an offense to cross over somebody like that. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Swayam Paramatma himself. So how can you cross over him? You cannot do that. So Govinda told Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Mahaprabhu, time for my seva, please move aside. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I am very tired, I cannot move. Govinda replied, little you move a little, I will be able to come in. Please move your body a little. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, whatever you want to do, I cannot move. Little you roll over. Mahaprabhu said, you do whatever you want. If you want, you do your service, or you don't do, go. I am not bothered. I cannot, don't ask me to move, I cannot move. So Govinda saw that there is no other alternative. He took his chadar, put it on Mahaprabhu, crossed over Mahaprabhu. He crossed over Mahaprabhu, went inside and started massaging Mahaprabhu's lotus feet. Can you imagine what a grave aparada it is? Crossing over Mahaprabhu's body. And he started massaging, and after a little while, Mahaprabhu fell asleep. After about 45 minutes, Mahaprabhu woke up and he saw Govinda is sitting there. Mahaprabhu looked at Govinda and he told him, Govinda, what are you doing here? You didn't go for prasadam? Govinda said, no, I didn't go. Why did you not go? You are lying in the doorway, how will I cross you? Mahaprabhu replied, how did you come inside? Same way you should have gone out, no? So Govinda was silent. In his mind he was thinking, Govinda was thinking, I am ready to go to hell to do my service to you, but for myself I am not ready to do any offense. You see, Govinda was so attached to his service to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was ready to go to hell for the offense of crossing over his body, but he was not ready to give up his service. And when it came for himself, he had to eat food, he had to eat prasadam. he refused to cross Mahaprabhu's body. He said, I will fast, no problem. I will not commit an aparadha. So you see, the devotees of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are ready to go to hell to do their service. Actually, this is a characteristic. This Dainya Bhava and this Seva Bhava, the intensity of that exhibited by the associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, are characteristic of all the gopis in Vrindavan. If you look at the gopis in Vrindavan, there was one instance when Narada Muni came to Krishna and he asked him that, Krishna, why are the gopis called the highest devotees? Why not? There are so many Brahmanas, they are all highly learned scholars, they have learned the Vedanta Sutras, Upanishads and all that. And these gopis are all are simple cowherd women. They don't know any Upanishads and the Vedanta Sutra and all that. They only know how to churn the curd, how to milk the cow and make some butter and some cooking and cleaning the house. That's all that they know. So how are they the highest devotees? Okay, you keep aside the scholarly Brahmanas. There are so many big yogis, rishis, munis. They have all renounced the world and they have gone to the forest. They are undergoing severe tapasya. And what are these gopis? They are all married women. They are sitting in their homes. They are attached to their homes and children and parents and brothers and husbands and all that. How are they bigger than these rishis and munis? And then there are all the devatas. Indra, Brahma, Shiva, such exalted, devatas are there. They are also your devotees. They are also Vaishnavas. Vaishnavanam yatha Shambhu. But the gopis are considered even higher than them. How is this so? So Krishna told Narada Muni, okay, you do one thing. You go to the earth and you meet some Brahmanas and who are very learned scholars, and when you approach them, they will ask you, have you met Krishna, or like that they will ask you, and you tell them, yes, I met Krishna, I am coming from Dwaraka. And when they ask you, what was Krishna doing? You tell them that Krishna is suffering from headache. And they will ask, oh, how do we cure Krishna? You tell them that a little dust from their feet, if it is taken and applied on Krishna's forehead, he'll become all right. So Narada Muni said, okay. Narada Muni went and met some very big scholars in Upanishads, Vedanta. They've read all that. When they met Narada Muni, they immediately got up, offered their respects. Oh, Narada Muni has come. So they asked Narada Muni, where are you coming from? Narada Muni said, I am coming from Dwaraka. Oh, Dwaraka, you must have met Krishna. Yes, I met Krishna, he was there. How is Krishna? What was he doing? Oh, very bad situation. Krishna is suffering from big headache. Oh, really? Is that so? What can we do? How can we help Krishna to overcome the headache? Little dust from your feet, if you give me, I'll take it, apply on his head, it will become all right. The Brahmana said, oh, Vishnu. What are you saying? Dust from our feet. Dust of Krishna's feet has to be on our head. How can dust from our feet go on Krishna's head? It is the greatest aparadha. No, we cannot do this. Narada Muni went back to Krishna and told him. So Krishna said, okay, you go and approach some yogis, rishis, and approach them and ask them. Narada Muni went and approached the rishis and munis. There also he got same response. Then Narada Muni went to devatas. He went to Indra, he went to Shiva, he went to Yamaraj, he went to Ganesha, all the devatas he went. There also same response. Then Krishna told, so now you have seen everybody's response. Now you go to the gopis and ask. So he went to Vrindavan. Narada Muni went to Vrindavan. And there also they asked about Krishna. He told the whole thing. Krishna is suffering from headache. Dust from your feet is needed. Immediately the gopis said, yes, dust from our feet, if you apply on Krishna's head, it will become all right. Immediately they started scraping all the dust from their feet. And Narada Muni was like, wait, once again. They said, what? Narada Muni said, don't you understand? Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If I take the dust from your feet and apply on his forehead, it will be a grave aparadha. All of you will go to hell. You will never attain mukti. You will have to suffer like anything. What a grave aparadha it is. Are you not afraid of that? The gopis looked at Narada Muni and they said, are you crazy? Let us go to hell. No problem. First, Krishna's headache should be cured. You take the dust from our feet. Don't bother about us. Let us rot in hell. No problem. Krishna's headache should be resolved. You see the gopis' feelings of service to Krishna. How strong it is. They are willing to go to hell, but their service to Krishna should not be disturbed. Similarly, their feelings of humility. The gopis, they are the most exalted devotees. At their lotus feet, even Lakshmi Devi, even Parvati, even Lord Shiva, all of them go and offer their obeisances. Even Brahma is worshipping the gopis. Uddhava, the foremost of the Yadavas, cousin of Krishna, when he went to Vrindavan and he saw the gopis, their love for Krishna, what did he say? He said, Vrindavane kimapi gulma latau shadhinam yasam aham charana renu jusham aham syam. He said, I want to become a small plant or a piece of grass, blade of grass in Vrindavan. Why? So that when the gopis walk, their lotus feet will trample upon me and I will be able to carry their lotus feet on my head. Similarly, Brahma also prayed, I want to become a blade of grass in Vrindavan so that all these gopis, the dust of their lotus feet I can take on my head. So even Brahma is praying like that. Lord Shiva wanted to become one of the gopis so that he could enjoy the rasa dance like them. So even Shiva, Lakshmi Devi, Lalana Charat Tapo, even Lakshmi Devi performed austerities for millions of lifetimes, millions of years, in order to become a gopi, like the gopis, and to be able to associate with Krishna. She could not get that opportunity. That is why you go to Vrindavan, you go to Belvan, there is a temple of Lakshmi Devi. Have you all visited? Belvan you have visited? No? Brajamandal Parikram you have all not gone? Okay. If near Bhandirvan, there is a vana across the Yamuna, across Keshi Ghat. There is one of the 12 vanas is called Belvan. Belvan means it is full of bale trees. So there is a temple of Lakshmi Devi. Even today you go there, you ask the people there, priests there, they tell about the past time, how Lakshmi Devi wanted to enter Vrindavan and associate with Krishna like the gopis. She was not granted permission. Krishna told her, you cannot enter, you have to be at the boundary of Vrindavan. So she is permanently there. So even Lakshmi Devi wants to become like the gopis, she cannot become. Such is the exalted position of the gopis. And what are the gopis telling? They are telling Krishna, Vayam te ashulka dasika. We are your unpaid servants. We are your maid servants. We are unpaid maid servants of Krishna. This is the way they think. They are not thinking that we are very exalted people. What? We are greater than Lakshmi Devi. Even Lord Shiva also has to bow down before us. No. They are thinking we are unqualified. We are just maid servants in front of Krishna. This is the way they are thinking. So you look at their Dainya Bhava. So even Lakshmi doesn't think like that. She is thinking, I am a consort of Krishna. I have an opportunity to sit on the chest of Krishna. The gopis are saying, we don't want to occupy the chest of Krishna. That is for Lakshmi Devi. Let her be there. For us, we want to massage the lotus feet of Krishna. That's all. We want to be the maid servants of Krishna. So, all the associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are actually coming from Goloka Vrindavan. They are all incarnations of the gopis. So you will see these two things, the Dainya Bhava and Seva Bhava, the intensity, an unmatched intensity, an incomparable intensity of humility, of feelings of humility and service attitude amongst all the Vaishnavas, the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. So when we speak of Vaishnava attitude, the question was that how to develop proper Vaishnava attitude. Vaishnava attitude means in Gaudiya Vaishnavism to develop these feelings of humility and service attitude. So how do we develop these? These are not artificial feelings. It doesn't come artificially. It doesn't come overnight. It requires a lot of purification in the heart and it requires the blessings of a pure devotee. So if we continuously associate with Srila Prabhupada, if we read Prabhupada's books regularly, and we follow Prabhupada's instructions, and we associate with the devotees who are similarly engaged, Sajati asaye snigdhe, sadhu sangav, swato vare. If we associate with devotees who are similarly minded, gradually we will also develop similar attitude, service attitude and humility. Both these things will develop. This is real Vaishnava attitude. So to give an example, Prabhupada There was an instance where once one devotee, I think it was Gargamuni, he was coming with his brother Brahmananda to meet Prabhupada at, I think it was 26th Second Avenue. So these devotees were all coming to meet Prabhupada at the storefront, and Prabhupada used to give class and all that, and they were all very new, and they used to bring their friends and all that, and Prabhupada would give class, and then the moment Prabhupada would finish the class, all of them would offer obeisances, and then Prabhupada would serve prasadam, kirtan, all those things were standard. So one time, when everybody would be offering obeisances, this one devotee, Gargamani, he would not offer obeisances. Then he was saying, every time everybody is offering obeisance, I am the only fellow who is sitting like this. So he thought better to ask, and after one class, he asked Prabhupada. That time they used to call him Swamiji. Swamiji, everybody is offering obeisances to you, but I am the only person who doesn't offer obeisances. Because I feel, from inside I should feel that I should offer obeisance to you, then I should offer. Now I am not feeling anything, so I am not offering. Is that okay? So good-natured person, he asked that question. Prabhupada replied, you offer obeisances, the feeling to offer will come. So from that time, he started offering obeisances, and eventually he became a devotee, and we know how he became a full-time devotee and all those kind of things. So, although we may not be humble like the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, the associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, although we may not have such service attitude like the associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what do? We offer obeisances to the Vaishnavas, we render service, whatever service is allocated to us, we carry that out. Gradually that feeling will come, that Vaishnava attitude will automatically come. So Vaishnava attitude is something which gets revealed in our heart, naturally awakened in our heart by the process of purification. And that purification happens by following the instructions of Prabhupada and associating with devotees and rendering service to them. So by doing this, the Vaishnava attitude will come. So there is no separate endeavor required. Simply stick to the process, keep chanting Hare Krishna, reading Prabhupada's books, associating with devotees, and following all the instructions of Prabhupada. What will happen? Automatically, all the Vaishnava attitude will come about. And this is not something new. It is already described in the Shastras. The scriptures state, Yasyasti bhagavati bhaktir akinchana sarvair gunais tatra samasate suraha. One who has unflinching faith in Krishna. Yasyasti bhagavati bhaktir akinchana. One who has akinchana bhakti to Krishna. What do we mean by akinchana? In Sanskrit, kinchana means something. Akinchana means one who has nothing. He is a total pauper. He doesn't have even 1 rupee in his pocket. He is called an akinchana. Now, akinchana bhakta means what? Akinchana bhakta means we have no other desire than to serve Krishna. We have no other personality to surrender other than Krishna. We worship nobody other than Krishna. We will not worship any other devata. We will not worship Krishna. We will not worship Shiva. We will not worship Ganesha. We will not worship Durga. We will not worship Shanidev. We will not worship anybody else other than Krishna. This is called akinchana bhakta. We will not surrender to anybody other than Krishna. We have no motive other than pleasing Krishna. I don't want material possessions. I don't want wealth. I don't want a beautiful girlfriend. I don't want a beautiful wife. I don't want a good career. I don't want a stable job. I don't want even mukti. I don't even want to go to the spiritual world. I only want to serve Krishna's pleasure. This is called an akinchana bhakta. So the Shastras state, Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavat akinchana. One who has developed such akinchana bhakti for Krishna, sarvair gunais tatra samasate suraha. All the good qualities which you can find even in the devatas will automatically manifest in his heart. He doesn't have to endeavor separately to get those good qualities. So, if you want to develop Vaishnava attitude like the associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then what you have to do? You have to become an Akinchana Bhakta. And how do you become an Akinchana Bhakta? Simply follow the instructions of Srila Prabhupada, accept him as your whole and soul Diksha Guru, and follow his instructions. What will happen? Automatically in your heart, all the good qualities will manifest, and you will develop Vaishnava, proper Vaishnava attitude, and you will develop all the good qualities of Vaishnavas. You will be able to avoid Vaishnava Aparad. Krishna will give you the intelligence to avoid Vaishnava Aparad. You will be able to please all your superior devotees. All the intelligence that is required, all the qualification that is required will come automatically. You don't have to endeavor separately. So there is nothing you have to do. Simply follow what Prabhupada has told, associate with the devotees, rest everything will manifest in due course of time. Okay?